Hello, guys. I wish you're doing fine. In this session, I'm going to talk a little about payment gateways and the structure and the ways that they work. And so we're going to give a whole brief of it. And thanks to the project I'm doing, now I'm able to teach you that. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to open Paint and explain it for you guys. Okay. So what are payment gateways? Payment gateways are basically some kind of a place that the users in your website can go there and pay some amounts of money, and then after the process is finished, they can come back to your website and see their orders will is finished or continue doing their job. Uh, and what is essential here is that developers should know how they work in order to uh, develop systems that work with them. And that's what we are going to learn here. Uh, so, so there's a default payment gateway. I'll kind of uh, do a sketch here. This is the gateway. For example, your website. This is your website here, and your website should send you or redirect you to the page of gateway. Then the gateway. Then actually there's a payment here. There is a payment here. Okay. There will be a payment in the gateway page. There will be a payment here. Then after the payment is finished, you will be redirected to your website by the payment itself. Then, if it's successful, your website will react to that. If it's not successful, also your website will be responsible for reaction. But we will now we'll going we are going to see an overview of what actually happens uh, in detail, in a little bit more detail, and about the process of doing this. So, for example, you have a backend, you have a front end. Uh, what what is the procedure of actually payment and payment gateways? Uh, Now I will delete this. We can extend the page. Okay, no problem. Here. Okay. Here, at first, there will be um, a start payment request. At first, at the first glance, at the first step, there will be payment start. This is typically a request that your backend sends to the payment gateway in order to, and also determine the amount of and the price of the payment, and also the detail of the payer, the person who pays, like the phone number, like the name or description, and also a minimal description about the what the payment is for, and that's it. Yes. So there is a request that includes the amount. Let me type here. It's maybe possible here. Yes. Amount plus payer description plus here it is. The amount plus the payer description plus the payment description. What is it about? This data is sent from your backend at the first step, in the first step, and then here the default gateway, sorry, the payment gateway will respond to that. So your backend makes a request, and then the payment gateway acknowledges it and responds to that. Let me minify my camera. Okay. Here we are. Okay. And this step, the payment gateway gives you an authority. It's actually an ID of the ID and URL. Authority is the actually a long 32-bit of characters that identifies the session that is going to happen for your payment. Okay, so your front end should redirect your users to the URL. URL includes the authority also. So there would be an authority and URL. At this step, your front end here and should redirect the user to the URL, toward the URL, you could say. Here it is. Then after this, the payment will happen, and there is two possible incidents or events. It might be successful or it might be a failure. If it's successful, the payment gateway. Also, I forgot to mention this that when you make the first payment start request, you will also give an callback URL. Let me type that also. There will be a callback URL here that whenever the payment happens is finished, the payment gateway will redirect the user to your callback URL that you provided in earlier steps, in the first step or first stage, you could say. Okay, so here we have the callback URL. So there will be a redirection here to the provided URL. Here there's an important note that you should keep in mind, and that is that you should provide an endpoint in your backend that verifies this process. The endpoint accepts the authority and the slot, for example. No, just the authority is enough. Accepts the authority and checks with the payment gateway that the state of the payment is okay or not okay or failed or something. So this whole process is secured and safe. That whole process is safe when you provide such endpoint. So the redirection URL should be set to an endpoint of your backend that is ready for accepting authorities, and in the backstage it will check for the payment that is okay or not okay or what happened there. So you should provide the callback URL that is your verification endpoint in your backend. So here I will type verification endpoint your backend. Here it is. Your backend, for example, this typically happens via query parameters in your HTTP request. For example, the authority, the question mark authority equals the authority string, and then your endpoint actually receives that authority and continues verifying. That's it. Then after verification, there will be another redirection from your backend. Okay, now your backend has verified that your, for example, payment is successful or unsuccessful. Okay, or unsuccessful. Okay. Then you should tell the state to the say the state and declare the state to the user in also. So in order to do that, you should redirect, for example, your user to front end, ready front end that show this detail, and for example the reference, payment reference ID and other things. So there will be another redirection here. This is tip. I actually say that again. This is a sample architecture of a payment process and procedure of it. Some of them are primitives, and they must be implemented. And some of them are like flexible, and you can play with them. That's okay. For example, this verification is necessary. This front-end redirection, this will always happen. The payment gateways need a start from your backend. This is necessary. But for example, here you can also do not redirect this, and you can do whatever that your business needs, and that's possible, and there's no problem. Okay, after that there can be a redirection here. Final, you could say a final redirection to front end that shows the payment detail to the user. Yes. So, to recap quickly, there's a website of yours that you would like to send user to a payment gateway in order to pay for something, and then it will redirect you to your website. You should check if it's the you should check if the payment is successful or unsuccessful. Now we design actually a system that at first your front end when the user clicks on the button of payment, start payment, the front end tells your backend to make a request to the payment gateway in order to make a session and make a, actually receive an ID, and that's an authority, and the URL. So your backend send the amount of the money, the payer description and the payment description, and also a callback URL that is the verification URL. Then that your backend tells your front end that okay, the session for example is made, and your front end will redirect you to the authority and the URL provided by the payment gateway. Then your front end redirects you to the URL, and after the payment, here it is. Payment happens here. This is stage. I should mention. This is the, could say, this is the payment. Put here, right? The payment happens here, and then the payment gateway redirects you to their callback URL provided in earlier steps. When verified, your backend will provide will redirect you again to a front end page, for example. Your front end receives the information about the payment, if it's successful and unsuccessful, the reference ID, and other things, and just renders the data for the user to see and make it. That's it for the payment gateway architecture. There might be other architectures too, but I personally actually see one of these architectures and implemented one yesterday, and I wanted to show you, and uh, that's it. Yes, thanks for being with me, and I hope you you've enjoyed the video, and I will be very happy for your comments. If you leave a comment, please do that, and likes. Thank you. Have a nice day, and goodbye.